We've got a great day today, and John Bravacos is going to kick it off for us. John is an old hand, and that is a compliment, and a wise head. He has played many roles at HUD, currently as the Special Advisor to Public and Indian Housing at HUD. John was also overseeing the task force of the new Section 3 rule, which will have great interest to folks not only in the Housing Authority world, but in the employment and work readiness world. John, we hope you will read our latest report on post-secondary education carefully, and we can talk more about the recommendations. And with that note, please offer a warm welcome to John Bravacos. I'm sorry, I was instructed, just as I was instructed to push the button, to tell you that unfortunately Hunter Kurtz could not join us, but John, of course, has very large shoes, so here you go. John.
Thank you, Sonia, and thank you for giving me another chance to talk to an amazing group of people. I found that I go back almost 20 years now. I was a municipal official in eastern Chester County, a small township called Tredyffrin. We had about 30,000 residents, 12 square miles or so, right by Valley Forge National Historic Park, if any of you are familiar with the area. And one of the things that we had done just as I was coming onto the board was we started televising our board meetings. And the upside of televising them is people who can't get there can see what's going on. And the downside of televising them is that people who want to be seen show up and always have something to offer. So I have a somewhat sensitivity, a small sensitivity to the challenge, to one piece of the challenge that so many of you face, with everybody's willingness to tell you that you're not doing it right. So I appreciate that you persevere and are successful in the face of those challenges. I wanted to say, of course, thank you to Sonia, to Deb, and to Clafa. I really appreciate the work you do and the willingness you have to share with us a variety of solutions. One of the things I was talking about with Steve Norman earlier was the more we can keep things simple, the more likely it is we're going to be successful. As Sonia had mentioned, I ran the Section 3 task force. The rule is out for comment until June 4th, so I have this, we can't really engage in a conversation about it right now without me taking stenographic notes, and I'm not going to do that. But please read it, please review it, please make sure that your comments, to the extent that you have them, whatever the scope of them is, you share with us, because it's exceedingly important that we understand what we didn't think of and what impact. Many programs are fantastic, and we don't want to disturb those. However, many of the entitlement jurisdictions don't have programs that need them, and that was part of where we're trying to go to for some of the other funding streams that are as part of it. So that's my, I guess, Section 3 piece that I can't let go of, I'm sorry. What they told me I have to tell you is, it's always fun. Well, I really enjoy working for Hunter Kurtz. It's excellent to have the person in charge who's supposed to be in charge. While I have a tremendous amount of respect and have enjoyed working with Dominique Bloom, who knows more about public housing than, well, she's forgotten more than I'll ever know. But, and she's got that integrative mindset of how it all ties together. Hunter's the decider now. And instead of me trying to say, well, maybe this, maybe that, I don't know, Hunter's there and making the decisions. And happily he listens carefully to those people who know what they're talking about. That's Dominique and DJ and a variety of the other folks. But he also considers the broader picture. And his experience in Detroit, his experience at HUD before, have all helped inform him in that same tone of let's keep it as simple as we can and let's stay focused on the goal. And the goal is nobody without a roof. People in the healthiest environments they can be in, and a path to self-sufficiency. And if we can combine those and find the fastest and easiest ways to combine them, so that the residents that we spend our days worrying about have the freedom to make the decisions that they need to make their lives the lives they want. So for a lot of us, this is about freedom. It's how do you ensure that they have those freedoms? Towards that end, the administration is, the Opportunity Zone process is underway. The White House Opportunity Zone and Revitalization Council has, as its executive director, someone out of our PIH office. So it's going to be moving forward, and we're hopeful that we'll hear plenty of commentary about where we're going in the right path and where we might not be. I think you've heard about Inspire, the change in REACT to a rational, well, the change in REACT to an inspection program that makes sense and pays attention to what's going on within the units themselves, and making certain that that you've got a healthy home to live in. Thank you. I have a large piece of what I end up doing is working with NYCHA, which is a fascinating experience. I've never been around anything so big, and I find it somewhat, it's both intimidating and intoxicating. But big doesn't always mean good, although NYCHA is doing a tremendous job of working toward a realistic series of solutions to improve what's going on there. But it was the lead that started this engagement this time around. So don't miss that it was the lead. One other item they'd asked that I discuss is carbon monoxide. I think we've had 4 people die in subsidized housing so far this year. That's 4 more than we should have. That's going to precipitate legislation. It's precipitating a fair amount of effort on our part to find ways to make sure that we're paying attention to carbon monoxide in those communities where local government hasn't stepped up and made certain that you have carbon monoxide if you have open flame appliances. So those are, I think, kind of the big pieces. March 22nd, we published the voluntary conversion notice. And as you are certainly aware, we remain committed to improving the conditions of the residents. And when repositioning is the best solution, repositioning is the solution we'd love to help you do. If there's other solutions that we, HUD, can do, by all means let us know. We're working on streamlining waiver processes and having an impact on smoothing some of the bumps that tend to face you on a regular basis. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, the opportunity to talk to you, and I'm hopeful that we can make things simpler, we can make things better, we can make sure that people have healthy homes to live in, and we can leave the place better than we found it. So thank you, and I appreciate it very much.